This is something I've struggled with forever. I had to think of one word that described my overall feeling of myself. I would say disgusted in myself. I pulled away from people. I just really wanted to be alone. I didn't go out. I didn't do anything. Not much of a party person to begin with, but I didn't even want to go out, on a Friday evening with a bunch of girls. I just wanted to do what I had to do each day, get through, come home, put on my sweats because they were comfortable, and go into my hole. I felt like I was worthless. I felt like nobody would ever care about me romantically. I didn't know how to stop going through the drive-thru because in that moment, that's what felt best. Just disappointed in myself because I knew I was taking myself further and further away of being who I knew I could be, but I didn't know how to stop. I had had a few really rough years. I had been kind of packing away a lot of things that I hadn't been addressing. Confidence, energy, just even the lack of energy in my everyday week because I was spending it on things that weren't important. You combine all of those things together and I started dealing with major depression, and I couldn't button my pants, my shirt was like busting open, and I said, why didn't anybody tell me? So I don't really know how heavy I actually did get, but 185 was when I stopped looking at the scale because I knew I couldn't continue to look at that number rise. And I was devastated. I literally laid on my bed and I cried and I cried and I cried. It's been about 13 years probably is the amount of time that this yo-yo cycle has gone on. Cut out carbs, I could cut out sugar, but it never fulfilled that ability in mine to stop wanting the carbs. I almost wanted them more. I just felt so frustrated. I'd work so hard, I'd spend so much time, and then I'm right back where I began. It's almost like Groundhog's Day, the movie where you do all these things and you wake up and you got to do it all over again. You have to start completely over, and it's just, what's the point? Food and my diet and online workout groups and shakes and smoothies and supplements. It's thousands and thousands of dollars. One person was mentioned twice, and it was Chris. I said, you know what, I'm going to give him a call because I see multiple women saying that I should talk to him, and if women refer a trainer, then I trust them. His profile page seemed down to earth. It wasn't over the top. He didn't seem sales pitchy at all. He seemed very genuine. And I was just drawn to that. And I sent him a message. One of the things that stood out to me was that he doesn't only do physical training, he also does emotional training, I guess you could say. It wasn't just the workouts, it was the check-ins. He asked me, how are you doing emotionally? What's going on? Any stress factors? Are you drinking your water? Are you sleeping enough? These things that we normally don't pay attention to. When I started paying attention to them, I realized I wasn't in any of them very good, and it was impacting my abilities. So he digs into those issues that we don't even think about on a day-to-day basis and troubleshoots them. He helps come up with solutions. The food plan. It's not a low carb, no sugar, this, that, the other. I have control over what I eat. We just monitor how much of it I eat. So I choose, and I like that. I like being in control of my choices. I've had back surgery. I have some knee problems. So there's some exercises that I look like I can do, but I cannot, or they'll cause me pain. So his willingness to adjust and modify to my specific needs and not some textbook workout needs was the biggest success factor for me. So we identified my must-haves and the things that I could live without. We also identified areas of challenge, I guess you could say, so schedule conflicts, like when's the best time of day for me to work out and how do I fit that in? And he creatively helped me figure that out. So on the days where I worked really long hours, we figured out how to modify the workout so I could still get something in even if I needed to do it from home, if I couldn't make it to the gym. You know, what are the foods that I really, really don't want to live without? For me, that's pizza. You know, he told me, well, I'm never going to tell you can't eat pizza then. You can eat pizza. We just have to work it into your nutrition through the week. And that was like, mind exploded that I could still eat pizza on this program. So I realized it wasn't all about the workouts. Workouts are the funnest part for me, but really the food is the biggest thing. And that was the biggest thing that Chris and I had to tackle together, because for me, that is my biggest challenge. So he'll find what your quirk is. He'll find what your pet peeve is and what you don't want to do. He'll make sure you do it. So once we were able to identify those, we were able to jump into the next chapter. I would find that I'd get really stressed out about any time that I would be out of the routine. So if I wasn't at home to cook my own food and I wasn't near my gym, everything was going to fall off and end. Chris helped me to see that you can still go out to a restaurant and you can look at the menu before you go and before you even step foot into the restaurant. But the biggest thing was he helped me to learn to not beat myself up if I fell off or I didn't hit my target numbers for the day. That didn't define the whole program. And I learned that even when things fall apart a little bit, you can still make the best decisions for you. He's witty and sarcastic, but which keeps things fun. But he's also really caring. He has an ability to hear what you're saying and identify with you. You know, when I've shared some of my deepest, darkest frustrations or secrets with him, I didn't feel judged at all. I felt like he was almost in the same shoes with me, and almost as if he had been through it himself. So the empathy is huge because I was so afraid of being judged by him. Here he is, this fit guy, he's lost all this weight, he's in great shape, and here comes this Oompa Loompa who's an emotional mess, and he's gonna judge me, you know, until the cows come home. And he didn't. He was so kind and caring, and you know, he even showed up. One of my goals when we first started working was to run a 5K. I'd never done that before, and it was my goal after back surgery. He showed up. He did it with me, and he brought a bunch of people with him. When I stopped working with Chris in July, I was down to 169 pounds. For me, that was my biggest success, was fitting into clothes again that I couldn't fit into when I started. And putting on those pair of pants and buttoning them easy without having to suck in that's the best feeling in the world. Confidence is back. I love myself. I'm happy. I'm filled with joy. I've done things that I never even thought that I would do. I had always wanted to surf, and a few weeks ago in Hawaii I said I'm doing it, and I got on the surfboard and had the time of my life, euphoric. It's so much fun, and I nailed it. If I would have tried to do that 6 months ago, I never would have even got on the board. Last year, to the date almost, was when I really started to realize I had hit rock bottom. And when I think about that person, it's an out-of-body experience. I don't even know her, and I don't ever want to know her again.